Good evening, everyone.
Summer night, a shot of love and a spark of laughter breathe. Stars align and the month times night burn like a dried out leaf. Are we leaving on the next train, baby? I do believe. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now I 75, I don't hear it in my song. I'm gonna pull my weight, don't get me wrong. A brand new start and a whole new part, they are big old shoes to fill. I'll be there on that platform, babe, you know I will. Come on, let's ride this train. Come on, let's ride this train. Now nothing is this rush of life, you'll never find its match. So you live to be a million years. All hearts are lost by default in the time of a single beat. We're leaving on the next train, babe, so take your seat.
Let's ride this train now. All right. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to 2022. Happy New Year, everybody. I was just watching the Bar Mill Scale Model Works. That's why we were a half an hour late. Artie was talking to, and I'm going to screw up his name again. Let me bring it up here. Okay. John Sackerdotti. Okay. I think I got it closer now. Sackerdotti. So, hey, how you doing, everybody? They were talking about the Amherst show, and I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to go over there, and I announced that on when I did the stream, the special edition stream last week on, it was New Year's Eve. And I posted it in my comments section also earlier today. So it was a good thing. And I think Heath was having a good time on there because they announced that they would have a certified circus clown on there. So I think Heath was jumping for joy when he heard that. And the second thing that he heard was he asked a question about if there was any open tables on there, because he wanted to put his switching deal, remote switching deal on there. And they said yes, contact him. So Heath might be an exhibitor up there. Who knows? He says, I am certified and a clown, not both. Oh, okay. I know you're a clown. I don't know if you're a certified what? But I know you're a clown. There you go. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I want to say hello to everybody here. DES Media Productions, how you doing? Jim Tedesco. Good to see you here. Pirates of the Model Trains. Mickey Collins, how you doing? Joe Rader, Sean McGee, Kyle Stevens, Rail Fan Loy. Heath is in here. The Train Freak, how you doing, Jason? Glad you can make it. Who else is in here? Let me go over to this one and take a look. Why Are You Naked? Sean McGee. Okay. Southern 207 Hobby. Dwight Curley. Kyle Stevens. Cascade Southern Model Trains. Steven 87th PSAP. Okay. Russ Ratzman. Good to see you in here again, Russ. All right. Let's go up here. Kenwords, Model Railroad and Railroad Channel. How you doing? And I seen a few more people. John 2618, Adam Cruz. Who else? Charles Greason, Matthew Holyland. He was in here really early. Debbie stopped in, and I think she already left. She's going to watch some TV. Jenny Prike. Who else? John Benicki. The Nightbot is in here. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? Reggie Stroud. Good to see you here. Low Country Railroad. All right. Dave, BNSF, N-Scale. Bernard C. Okay. He said 27 watching and 30 thumbs up. Boy, now that's cool. Hi, everybody. That was a little while ago. Okay, who else? Did I miss anybody? I think going up the list here. Chris Ruggieri. How you doing? Glad you can make it. Pennsylvania and Northwestern Railway. Glad you're in here tonight. Joseph Hans, good to see you. Gary Shanks. Vernon Peterson. Okay, if I missed you. John Train BFGR. All right. Gerald Stewart. Okay, if I missed you, I apologize. I'm going through here. Dragon Lover 68. Okay, Lee Wade. All right. I think that, I don't know. We still got some in the list here. Let me get way up here. Barry Olson. All right. And Stephen Rowe, the High Plains Railroad. Okay, so I think that's everybody. Let's go back down to the bottom and see if anybody else came in here. Schuylkill River Valley. Elmar. JT. Okay. I think I got everybody right now. GRE 2057.
Hello too.
I know. Debbie said hello again. She's right over there. She just wanted to remind me that she said hello. I saw her in the chat. Ed Black. Okay. So I think that is everybody now. Happy New Year. It is 2022 already. How time flies when you're playing with trains. All right, so we're going to talk about train shows. We're going to talk about a little bit about Amherst. If you wasn't in there, they had a lot of information in there about what's going to be happening there. They got some new vendors in there, and some vendors, a lot of them from Canada, said that they're leery about coming because they don't know if the border's going to be closed or the border's going to be open. And thank you, Reggie. He sent me a little deal from the Asheville train show. I'm going to see if I can pull it up here on the computer. All right. I got it on my cell phone right there. And a lot of the vendors that they're going to have on there, just a lot of chit chat about what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. They're a little bit less vendors that they had from last year, but they picked up a few more. I think they said 18 more vendors. Hey, Ed Black, how you doing? Good to see you. And it's cold, and so far there are no restrictions there. But he said, at the last minute they may call for masks, but he does, so far so good, no restrictions. So that's what's going on. Okay, so if you got I think it's January. It just came in the mail today. The January 22 Railroad Model Craftsman. They have a 24-page spread for the Amherst show, and it shows all the exhibitors that are going to be there, what building they are going to be in. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Okay, hold on a second. 4, 5, 6 pages. And I think I seen a map in there too. And the map of where everybody's going to be. So if you haven't got one, pick it up before you go. That's always a good thing. It shows all the layouts in there. And they also said that like last year, the virtual rail fan had a camera in there in one building, but he said the virtual rail fan will have it in all 3 buildings this year. And there's a lot of the vendors that are going to be here. It's 24 pages in all. So check it out. If you don't have it, go get it. I don't know why you don't get it, because a Railroad Model Craftsman always has some good stuff. And in the December issue, right there, December 2021, Bar Mill Scale Model Works also had a 24-page spread of all, well, I don't know if it's all their products, but it's basically a catalog of what they have. Some new kits, they go in and show everybody that works there. And a lot of good stuff. So check it out. That's the December 2021 issue. 24-page catalog for Bar Mill Scale Model Works. Okay, so that's Amherst, that's Bar Mills, that's Railroad Model Craftsman. That's all I got tonight. Good night. No, I'm just kidding. 24 pages. No, I'm not exaggerating. Okay. Here's the Bar Mills. Okay, see they have them marked BM. Every one of them's marked, and it goes all the way up to, there's 23. There's page 24. Okay. I don't exaggerate. And the same thing for the Amherst show. It's called RHS. There's 22 right there. 23. And 24, finally. So that's in addition to the 100 pages of the Railroad Model Craftsman. They always have 100 pages. So 124 pages this time. Debbie S. does ever exaggerate. I never exaggerate. My goodness. Hey, Container Man, how you doing? And Robert Marshall and Norman Rowe. Good to see you here. All right. So anyway, Robert Donnie and anybody else sneak in here? Okay. All right. But anyway, go take a look at that. A lot of good information in there always. So we're going to talk about train shows here. The train shows in Florida. All right, this weekend, January 8th and 9th, Volusia County, that's D-Land. We'll be going to that one. We're going on Saturday. I'm excited about that one. Cascade Southern Model Trains wishes he was in Florida. There you go. Yeah, Florida's not. It was chilly today. It only went up to 66, and then my daughter sent me a series of texts. She showed. I think it was about sometime this afternoon. It was around 1:00. She said they already had 7 inches of snow, and they were calling for 10. So that's quite a bit of snow compared to the last 3 years. They only had like an inch every year, so that's a big change. And I remember we were there. Yeah, we were there about 3 years ago. Yeah, around Christmas, it was only about an inch. 66 at chilly was outside T-shirt with being 28 degrees. Yes, 66 was chilly because compared to it's been 85 here for the last 2 weeks. I mean, our air conditioner is constantly running. It was even running today a few times. Yeah, that's cold, Chasco. 56 in Orlando. Oh my goodness. That is freezing cold. Yeah, we had to take our hoodies with us today when we went to Lakeland. It snowed here in Smithfield, Virginia. Okay, I guess it's snowed a lot of places in the Northeast. Arkansas was upper 70s, lower 80s all last week. Barely made it to the 40s today. I know, it's crazy. Yeah, my daughter said, she showed me pictures. They went hiking. It was, I think, 66 yesterday. They usually go hiking up in a central part of Maryland. I can't remember the name of the park, but it's up near where the president goes. But she showed the kids climbing up on all the rocks, and then today 7 inches on her back porch. So Container Man says, yesterday morning it was -7 with a wind chill of -14 in my hometown. My goodness, that's cold. I remember those days when I lived in Pittsburgh. And I can remember -17 walking across the bridge over top of the Monongahela River. That was -17 before they had wind chill factors. That was back in the 70s. They never calculated the wind chill. The mustache was all frozen. You know, you had icicles coming down from. I didn't have a beard then, but I had icicles coming down from the mustache. Okay, 30 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 inch of snow, ice. Oh my! I hate it when it's right at freezing and you get snow and ice. I hated that stuff, especially in D.C. because I'm getting a little bit off track here from the train shows. These train shows right here, but I lived in the D.C. area for over 20 years. And you have people from all over the world living there. And whenever it snows, it's usually the first time that they ever experience snow, let alone drive in snow. And you always see, you get 2 inches of snow and you see abandoned cars everywhere. Or people trying to go up a little hill and they can't get anywhere. Never. I never get off track. Oh no. My train of thought has left the station. Okay, so anyway, Volusia County, we're going to that one. Then we have Stuart, Florida, January 15th. I'm not sure if we'll go to that. There's two, Stewart and Fort Pierce. They're both on the East Coast. They're both not too far from us. And when I say not too far, they're still like 2 hours away. Those are always the closest. I don't know if we'll hit them. We'll see how much we spend in Volusia County. And then there's Duluth, Georgia. That's Atlanta. That's on the 15th. And Jacksonville, February 5th. One of these days I'm going to make it to the Jacksonville one. And the Villages, also the February 5th and 6th. That's always a good show. And Bradenton, Florida, I know we are going to that one. I like that show, February 19th and 20th. They always have a good show there in Bradenton. The last one we went to was about 2 years ago. Hey, Midsummer N-Scale, how you doing? Russ Ratzman says it's snowed down at sea level here in Northwest Oregon the day after Christmas. Oh my good. All right. Going stupid, gotta reboot. Oh my goodness. Those darn phones. Okay. 2 inches of snow and a little bit of ice. Oh, don't you hate that stuff? I'm glad I live in Florida now. But anyway, now where's this other thing? That's this one right here. Okay, that didn't work. That was because that was the wrong one. Okay, there we go. And I got to start at the beginning, so let's restart this thing. Okay, there's the flyer, little flyer postcard for D-Land. Okay, there's all the information there. If you're in between Orlando and Daytona Beach in that area, head on over there. That's a good show. 2 days and 2 buildings. Okay, and here is the Martin County, and this is the Fort Pierce. Both of them on the east coast of Florida. And there is the one that but Craig stuck in the truck. How you doing? Good to see you here. He sent me that one. That's coming up in May, so that's an early indication of what's coming up. Here's the Atlanta one in Sugarloaf Parkway, Duluth, Georgia. Gas South Convention Center. I guess they didn't like Infinite Energy Convention Center, so they changed the name to Gas South. Don't ask me. Jacksonville Rail Fair. Hopefully we'll get there one of these days. Hopefully. I'd like to see that one. Okay, I'm just checking over here to see if anybody else posted anything here. Okay, so, and we got 2 more things here. The Villages. Always a good show. Saturday, February 5th and 6th. I'd like to go, I'd like to hit all of these, but I just don't have enough money to hit them all. And then, then Real Rails in Bradenton. So that is all the train shows listed here. And hopefully you get to go to some of them. We'll go to a couple of them. I wish I could make it to all of them, but unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Okay, we got a couple over here. Boom. And let me get these. Okay, so here's the other ones coming up. 22. Okay. All right. January 9th in Salem, Ohio, Charles Greason says. And the Great Train Show, January 15th to 16th, Ohio Expo Center, Columbus, Ohio, Wigwag Workshop. Okay. NOAA says that in 5 years, a big part of the Antarctica ice shelf is going to break away, raising the sea level by 25 feet. Better get some pontoons for your layout, Tom. I think they said that about 25 years ago too, but I haven't seen it happen. That's why all the rich people were getting waterfront property, so so they could be underwater. Yeah. Hey, there's Sparky. Good to see you here. Yeah, John says you got to burn through that retirement money. Can we get a layout update? Yeah, that's coming up pretty soon. Don't rush me. We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, here we go. Got to burn through that retirement money. Yeah. All right. Matthew Holy Land says, I'm 3 stories up, so safe. Okay, I haven't checked the elevation, what it is here. I'll have to look at the survey. But I know when I was in Naples, we was 7 miles from the coast, and our first floor elevation was 18 foot above sea level. So we'll still be good. I think we're a little bit higher above sea level here. That's a hell of a lot of ice. Yeah, Al Gore said something about that a long time ago, didn't he? We would all be underwater. So I don't think that is going to happen. Joe Rader says February 5th and 6th, Timonium, Maryland. Okay. And Christmas Tree says Greenberg's 1-8, January 8th and 9th at Oaks, PA. So where the hell's Oaks? Is that Philadelphia? Be more specific. Where we don't know all these little towns. I'm more worried about the sinkholes in Florida. I got a couple of sinkholes in my backyard. It's nothing but sand, and every once in a while I just hit these little holes everywhere. And an ice cube the size of the moon might get you a 25-foot rise. There you go. That's a big-ass ice cube. All right. Okay. That's a hell of a lot of ice. Yes. Okay. Is there anybody else? Let me put that up there until I look some more. Okay. I don't see any more train shows around here. Adam Cruz around my parents' place in Lakeland has had a few open up. They do a lot of mining up in that area, at least south of there. That's called Bone Valley. That's where they mine all the phosphorus. So as you're driving through there, there's a lot of railroad tracks up there too. As you're driving through there, you'll see mountains, big white mountains of where they've mined it and then they're storing it, and all over the place. So I could see why they're mining all over the place around Lakeland. Hey, Mr. Pictovid, how you doing? Good to see you here. And Jason says February 26th, 2022 is the Northwest Arkansas Model Train Show in Bentonville, Arkansas. All right. Thank you for that. And Sparky says, buy me something nice. There you go. Yeah, Sparky says he doesn't think he'll make it. Oops. Russ Rasmus says, I need to move to Florida just for the train shows. We don't have diddly squat for shows here in Oregon. Yeah, we got a lot of train shows, but they're all over 2 hours away. Okay, here's Reggie says Asheville, February 25th and 26th, ANC Agricultural Center. Okay, in the Philadelphia Convention Center, about 40 minutes west of Philly, right up I-76, 476. I think I've been on that road. Okay, what else do we have here? Still waiting for something in Stratford upon Avon where Shakespeare was born. Nothing so far. Should have something soon. Fingers crossed. There you go. Hope you get it. Yeah, Roy says, start walking, Sparky. There you go. Fingers crossed, May 20 and 22 in 2022. As far as I'm going to look forward for now. Well, if they close down the border in Canada, you could always fly out, go to Mexico, and take a bus up to Pennsylvania. No shows in Seattle either. Man, that's terrible. And then I was wondering about the show in Fort Myers, the Scale Rails, and I went on their website and there's nothing on there. In fact, even their open houses and meetings, they've canceled most of their meetings. So they must have a lot of old people there, and still worried about opening up to the public. So Fort Myers isn't going to have a train show this year. They usually have it in February or late January. No hobby shops in Seattle. Okay, here we got one. February 6th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Great Midwest Train Show, DuPage County Fairgrounds, 2015 Manchester Road, Wheaton, Illinois, 20 miles west of Chicago. All right, thanks for that. I really appreciate it. Okay. Okay, here's Mr. Pictovid Model Train Show this coming Sunday in Salem, Ohio, 10 a.m. to 3:30, 1098 North Ellsworth Avenue. Thank you very much. USA border to Canada is still closed. It's closed again. Our neighbors that used to live, when we lived in Naples, we had a part-time neighbor that lived in Montreal. They just came down. They have an RV, so they just came down right before Christmas. So they ain't going to be able to go home if it's closed. Okay, so Lee Wade, Puyallup on the January 17th. Alma is like February 20-something. I think Monroe is still on. Okay. JT, Saturday, February 19th. February 20th. Okay. All right. Lawrence. Okay. Lawrence Model Railroad Club. Is that Lawrence, Kansas? Okay. Wigwag. I'm most likely to go to the Great Train Show in Columbus. Yeah, it was last year, maybe 2 years ago, we talked about we was going to save up to go to the Amherst, but COVID had different plans, and then we sold and bought a new house. So, hey, Daniel Banks, good to see you. So that squelched that plan right there. But anyway, we'll not be going to Amherst. It's 1,291 miles. It's almost a 23-hour drive. And 23-hour, yeah. And for us, a 23-hour drive is probably a 30-hour drive. And then And to avoid going up through New Jersey Turnpike, New York City, and Connecticut, the longer route going up through Harrisburg, up I-81 to I-84, going through the central part of Pennsylvania, across the, can we call it the Tappan Zee Bridge again? And into Connecticut and up to Massachusetts that way. I think that one was a couple of hours longer. So that's a long way, and it's like a 3-day trip for us, one way, and so to hell with it. If I take a train, that's $305 round trip, but that's 35 hours each way on the train. So that's a lot of doing this. I don't know if my stomach would take 35 hours. Yeah, I'd like to go there. We was thinking about driving up there a couple of years ago. Actually last year before we moved or decided to move, we were making plans to do that, but then things change, all right. But one of these days we might make it. Another one, I'd like to go to the Greenberg Train Show in Timonium. All of my family are now in Maryland. My daughter just moved back to Annapolis. She's getting a divorce. She sold her house in Colorado and living with my older sister. And they're all quarantined in the house right now. Well, I guess they're not quarantined anymore. They were around Christmas. So all the test kits that I send them right before Christmas, they must have tested negative, so they were allowed out of the house. Yeah, Timonium is a good venue. I used to go there all the time when I lived in Maryland. Loved that place. They always had 3 of the buildings, the Cow Palace and the other 2. The one next to the Cow Palace, the one in front of the Cow Palace. All of them filled up with vendors and trains. The train freak. It's a 21-hour drive for me, just a tad bit too far. It's only 21 hours for you? And oh my goodness, and it's 23 for me, so... Yeah, I thought you're a little bit further west, so I thought it would be a little bit more. So yeah, that's a long drive. Yeah, take the auto train. Auto train's too expensive, and that only gets you to Lorton, Virginia, and then you still have to drive the rest of the way, either up through the mountains, or through all that congestion in New Jersey and New York. I hated that. I always had to drive up to West Point. I did a lot of work up there and have to go up the New Jersey Turnpike and go all the way up to the last exit before the George Washington Bridge and get off and go up Palisades Parkway to there. And then after a while, I said, to hell with it. I'll take the long route and go around up through the mountains and everything. It's only 16 hours if you drive faster. There you go. The faster you drive, the shorter it is. Yeah. Only train show near me is the train shed. There you go. Routed me up to Buffalo. Oh my goodness, that's a long way around. My goodness. Okay. So, let's put this up here. Not to change the subject or anything. You, Benton from Vandergraaf, generator, has offered advice on my electrics on my layout. He lives in my street. If anyone can offer good advice on electric, is the guy from the 70s progressive rock band. Okay, there you go. Nice guy to boot. Think Pink Floyd, but more out there, and he knows electrics. And worse, I end up building a music organ. Uh-oh. The faster you drive, the more expensive it gets, and less time at the train show because you'll be in jail for speeding. There you go. Unless you're in Pennsylvania, they years ago they used to have signs in Pennsylvania saying, if you drive this fast, it'll cost you this much. And then, this was way before the internet. It was in the paper, that in the newspaper. And somebody says, I can afford that. Wow, Van der Graaf generator. There you go. That's awesome. I go nuts about after 10 or 11 hours of driving, get some butt, and I get gas, pedal, foot, even when taking restroom breaks. That's about all I can do is like 10 or 11 hours. When I used to have a, Ford Escape, and that was murder driving that thing. We could barely drive 4 hours. That was the most uncomfortable vehicle I ever had. Just get a Canadian to drive you. We all drive 90 and then blame the conversion on imperial for metric. There you go. Yeah, I can remember when I was in Texas, they had, what was it? 55 was 85? Something like that. And back on one of the back roads over here near Florida, one of the colleges, they have it in metric also. Confusing. Why would they ever do that stuff? Okay. Why? Who ever thought of the decimal stuff? A clock has 12 hours in it. Can you imagine if there was only 10 hours or 10 months? Huh? So what is it with this decimal stuff? Yeah, it was the worst thing. The first year and a half that I had it, nobody had oil filters for it, so I always had to take it back to the dealer just to get the oil changed because nobody stocked the oil filter on it. And that was what year was that? That was 88 or no, not that. 98. No. Oh, hey, my excuse right here. My train of thought has left the station 12 years ago or 13 years ago. When was that? Yeah, whenever it was. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I got rid of it and bought a Mazda, and got a lot of good mileage out of the Mazda, and then ended up getting rid of that in 2019 and bought the van. So I needed something bigger. I like big stuff. I always had vans before I had that Escape. But anyway, we're getting a little bit off track. I want to thank everybody who supports this channel. Here we go. Don't forget to show your support and smash that join button. Support this channel by becoming a member and see your name in the credits. And also your name will stand out in the chat. Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting this channel. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I seen something up here. Okay. Come on, Sparky. We travel at the speed of traffic, 120. Yeah, there you go. Most of Virginia highways are a minimum 70, 80 mile per hour. I used to live in Annapolis for 20 years and commuted. I drove a service truck, and then later on I worked at one facility. It was in Maryland. Actually, it was Walter Reed Army Medical Center. The hospital was actually on Georgia Avenue in Silver Spring, or in D.C., and then the laundry was in Silver Springs. On the Maryland side, and we would drive down Route 50, and they spent almost 12 years widening it, putting in HOV lanes and everything. And so every morning it was like 75, 80 miles per hour, boom, bumper to bumper. And don't you dare leave some space in front of you, because somebody will pull in there. It was nerve-wracking. And same thing out on the Beltway. So, and don't ever hesitate whenever the light, if you're on a street, do not hesitate for a microsecond after the light turns green, especially in Virginia, because they'll be blasting you on the horn. Come on, asshole, move it. Yeah, that's Virginia. Ain't that right? Yeah, you're backwards. All right. Sparky wants to drive the snow plows. When years ago when I worked on the railroad, it was back in the mid 70s, we had this really bad snowstorm. Had to be 77 or 78. I can't remember the year. But I was on call, and I had to go in because they had a derailment on the high grade, and they couldn't operate any of the turnouts because it was all fouled. And so they called me in, and I had to drive in there in like about a foot of snow before the snow plows came out. And I ended up working for almost 36 hours because they shut down the roads and they wouldn't let anybody go home. So they just said, you stay there, we'll pay you for it. Yeah, the roads in Florida are pretty good. There you go. Yes, they are. I remember about 10 years ago going south on 95 in Florida towards West Palm Beach, doing about 90 with 5 cars in front of me, and the car in the lead was running a donut rated 50 miles and blew out. Oh my goodness. That's not good. Well, not donut tires, but talking about donuts. When I first, we used to live in Greensburg, Pennsylvania, and I went down for an interview in D.C. My wife just graduated from college, and that was in '84, and they didn't have any openings. That's when all the medical stuff started to change in Pennsylvania, and they wanted to keep her on as a nurse's aide, even though she was an RN. So she just graduated from Duquesne University, and she said, "Hell no." So and so I said, "Okay, we'll go down and have some interviews." So we were going down there, and it started to snow when we left, and we stopped in Scranton, Pennsylvania, at the Hojo there, and they were talking about closing down the turnpike, but they said they might close it down because of the snow and everything. But we snuck out of there and got out of there, got down to Breezewood, and going down towards Maryland. We got to Hagerstown, stopped there. It was really bad. And then finally we got down to the Beltway, and the state police was letting people go down from the 270 to the Beltway, the little spur, and they were just letting one car go at a time because it was all ice. And we finally got down onto the Beltway, and we're going there, and we had to go around cars because they abandoned them on the Beltway. And then there's this one guy that was going past us, and then I didn't see anything. All I seen was a bunch of snow, and I kept on going, and I seen him going around back. He was doing a donut over there in the left-hand lane. He was just spinning out over there. It was crazy. Okay, let's get back to business here. All right, so Missouri don't have roads, just a never-ending series of interconnected potholes. There you go. I remember driving in Missouri. I did a lot of work in Springfield, in Rolla, Fort Lost in the Woods. Have to drive have to drive up the back roads, going up to Kansas to go to Fort Riley. So I hit all the back roads in Missouri. It was terrible. We had that like 3 years ago, 200 cars stuck on a highway for 3 days. Military was in lifting people out. Oh, I remember it was Veterans Day, and I was running a service truck, and they wanted me to go over to the Marriott in Virginia. And I says, they're closing down everything. They're sending people home. He says, go down there. They called for help. I says, did you check them? No, I didn't check them. I said, please check them. That's before, cell phones and stuff. We had a pager, and we had to go communicate, through payphones. That's the story. At 7-Eleven, we had to find the nearest 7-Eleven that had a payphone so we could call in to find out what's going on. But he still sent me over to Virginia. When I got to the Marriott, they said, "Hey, we're sending everybody home. What the hell are you doing here?" So going back around the Beltway, and this is November 11th, and we're nobody's expecting snow or anything like that, and I mean, it came down, and the Beltway just completely shut down. And we sat there for about 4 hours, and, and windshield, I'm in tennis shoes, and windshield wipers, and nothing's happening, no fluid or anything. I had a bunch of rags. I had to use rags to clean the windshield in. But finally, after about 8 hours, we finally made it, heading back up to Route 50. And by the time I got to Bowie, that's where PG County and Anne Arundel County line is, it was raining. And when I got home, when we lived in Cape St. Clair, my wife says, "It just rained here all day. We haven't seen any snow." And here I was sitting in about a foot of snow on the Beltway. There you go. You never had a pager? Oh my goodness. Pagers and payphones. Yes. Yeah, you got paged, and then you had to go look for a payphone to call in. Those were the days. Okay, so let's do a layout update for first thing. Okay, is Chasco in here? I seen him here earlier, and let's do this. There is the module cam. All right, so what are we looking at the module cam? And I showed a little bit of this on New Year's Eve, and I changed some of the Woodland Scenics elevation things, tore them out. As you can see over on the right hand side, you could barely see one section of it going downwards. That's the only part that I kept with the Woodland Scenics. And the reason I kept that was I didn't want to mess with digging up the pink foam, but the rest of the pink foam I tore out, and I'll put this other camera up here so you can see what the hell's going on. And I'll turn off my main one here. Okay, you can see this one here. Okay, let me take this one back here. And right here is a lift out, but until now, it's a scoot under. I get on my little roller thing and scoot under it, and the same thing over on that side over there. But here's what I did. I cut pieces, like I said I had trouble with, and I figured out how to do it because I found my saw blade. I have another one that's a little bit thicker than that, or deeper than that. It's somewhere in one of the totes yet, but that made it a little bit easier to cut straight lines, and I was able to do parallel lines and use the foam as spacers on my risers. And I have it going all the way around. And I have the cork row bed in some of the places, and I still have to put a little deal right there. Was that a ant right there? But anyway, that's what I've been doing. And today I went and picked up my piece of plywood. Okay, the layout part. It's a little platform, and they wanted $30 for it, and I got 10% off. So with tax, it was 28 and some change. It's 40 inches wide and 8 foot long. And it says exterior AC 15/32, so that's ½ inch. Underlayment group 1. I don't know what all that means, but that's pretty good looking plywood for, it's better looking plywood. This is the crap that I bought. This is BC, and this stuff looks pretty good. It looks pretty good on both sides, and for $30 I couldn't pass it up. So we looked at it on Friday, and since we had other stuff in the back of the van, I couldn't bring it, so I went back to Lakeland today and picked it up and brought it home. But that's what I've been doing over there. Was my job today. Here's all the foam that I pulled out. There's more foam, and there's all the Woodland Scenic stuff up there. There's some more foam up there, so I got a lot of foam left over for my mountains and stuff and scenicking. So here's what we got. There's my turnouts. I have Do I have them wired in? Yeah, there's wires on them. Okay, there's the wires there. I just have to put the servos in on that one. There's the module cam. Here's all my weights in some of the buildings. That's Smedleyville up there. There's a bunch of my bar mill scale model works buildings right there. And other stuff that I have to assemble yet. Those are some of my kits that I have to assemble. So that's what I'm working on. That's my layout update. There's some Walters kits and some other kits over there. There's some downtown decos. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of those kits are the Hydrocal. And then there's 3 Walters kits. 2 of them are the profiles. And that's about it. There's a bunch of the Walters modular kit pieces right there and there, and all kind of little miscellaneous crap. Here's some of the rolling stock. About 12 of them are right here. And the reason I'm not running it tonight is because it's a little dirty back there and I haven't cleaned up yet, so I don't want to get all that crap in the wheels and stuff like that and up inside the motor of the locomotive. And so I had to empty out, I had to remove the bag from my little Auric, but I can't find my extra bags. So we got to go to the grocery store and get some extra bags. And so here I go, rolling underneath the lift out. And I'm going to set this one right here, turn this one off. And I'm back over here again. All right, so that is my layout update. Yeah, it looks like a tornado hit those buildings. Yeah, I got them all stacked up on the shelf up there. So one of these days I'm gonna get back to it. Oh yeah, let me turn this thing back on. Let me turn this mic off again. Up here, and let me show you. Okay, so that's the inner loop right there. Okay, let me hold on to this a little bit better. Okay, this is the outer loop right here, this piece right here. I was going to put a curved turnout right there, but I think what I'm going to do is put a number 6. I'm going to do away with that curved turnout right there. I'm going to put a number 6 coming out here, and that's going to be my exit off into the siding, coming up here and going to all the industries that are going to be along here. This is going to be filled with industries and a bunch of tracks. All that back there on the back is going to be flats. There's 2 of the flats right there. I can't remember what they are. And I'm not going to take the boxes down. But you get the idea. Those are 2 of them, and I think I got another flat someplace that I'm going to put back there. And remember all those DPM modules that I bought? I'm going to make one or a couple of big flats out of those in this area. So I got about 6, maybe 7 foot of, flats that I could put all along there, and then in between I could put skinny buildings and all kind of good stuff. So just the inner loop that's finished. I have a siding coming off of here. These are the frogs are wired up. I just have to put the servos in there and put the siding in. And then the outer loop is right up there. So I went as far right over here where the track is. So I got about 16 foot, no, that's 18, maybe 20 foot of track to lay. And I'm coming off with a turnout here. I'll have another turnout down at that end over there to come back in. And all my yard work and stuff is going to be right here. And then I'll play around with all that stuff up on the shelf to make some DC stuff. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, so that is the update of my layout. So, yeah, I need Doritos. I haven't had Doritos in quite a while, and Doritos Party Pack. Thank you, Grandpa Rails. I really appreciate that. We got a super chat from Grandpa Rail. Thank you. Thank you, JD. I really appreciate that. We're going out tomorrow and get some Doritos. All right. There we go. Play that guitar. Okay. So, anyway, that's my update. I had one more picture. Okay. Did somebody say rant? All right. Train freak. Thank you very much. Man, I'm going to get me some Doritos tomorrow. Yeah. Now, let's get on with this rant. Now, I think last week or the week before last, I talked about something on YouTube, and it made a fool out of me because it worked. Well, I went back and tried it again, and here's Matthew Holyland. He sent me a message. Hello, Tom. Are you live later? Matthew Holyland. And I tried to reply 8:30 p.m. tonight, and I tried clicking on a reply, and it would not send. I had to actually go back into the video again, like I said I had to the last time, and to send it because it would not send from here. And you can see it goes over top of the other chat and doesn't move the other chat down. Hey, Reggie Stroud. Oh my goodness. And James Tedesco. Okay, here we go. All right, there's one from Reggie Stroud and also one from Jim Tedesco. But three's a charm. There you go. Man, I'm going to stock up on them Doritos now. All right. Thank you very much for the super chats. But anyway, that is my rant. And YouTube keeps on making changes all the time. And you know, they do one thing and they cut it out and they put it back in and cut it out again and put it back in. They can't make up their mind. I mean, they had that with the subscribers. They had it with downloading videos. I mean, they cut it out. They got you for copyright infringement if you downloaded people's stuff, and now they let you download stuff. They can't make up their mind on what they're doing. So, hell with you, YouTube. And wouldn't you know it, as soon as I start talking about YouTube, I'm going to put this thing over here. Where are we now? Okay, and look at that. It changed back to, and as soon as I clicked on it, it changed back to excellent condition. It was showing a warning on there. So, screw you, YouTube. I don't care. You mess things up. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to call it a night. I want to thank everybody for the super chats. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I got all my things in. I got my train shows in, the Amherst thing in. I got my rant in. I got the update in there, and even the module cam. So we're good. We got everything in here. Sidetrack 77. Good to see you in here. Okay, do you have a crawl under? Yes, I do. Right now, it's a crawl under right now. And let me get the camera over there again so you can see how I'm doing that. Okay. Let's get this thing back over here. And all right. There's my stool right there. This actually is a lift out, but it's not going to be a lift out until I have all the track in and I have it ballasted. Once I have it ballasted, I'll be able to cut the track. And the same thing back there to go outside. I might just keep that there because, I could just scoot under it with my little stool. That's the easiest way to get through there. Now that answers your question. All right, so I'm going to put the outro in here. Norman Rose says, good night. Bye all. Take care. I need to jet to a Big Apple to check out what's his name. There you go. All right. So, oh yeah, it's 9:43. Okay. So is he playing with that thing again? All right, so let me hit this thing. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. I had a wonderful time. Thank you all for the super chats. We'll see you next week, and Happy New Year.
Engineer, where are you headed? Carry me back to Tennessee. Oh, I got a little girl who've been waiting. Promised that she'd marry. Mr. Can we leave this seat? I'll shovel coal, Lord, to pay my fare. Gotta get this train down to the station. My little girl waiting for me. Well, the night is dark, and Lord, it's cloudy. I've been traveling that lonesome road. My one true love
that sea. Well, that long old train coming back. Cloudy, traveling on that lonesome road. My one true love waiting there to see me. Boy, that long old train won't you carry me? Oh,
Train, won't you carry me home? Whoa, whoa. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Have a good time.